Hello, and welcome to the Prizzilla podcast. If you don't know me, my name is Prizzilla, and I have an opinion on just about everything. Today is an exciting day for me because I finally get to talk about one of my favorite topics, which is astrology. My friend Marlise requested this topic because last week's episode left her wanting more, so thank you so much, Marlise, for this idea. Let me preface this by saying I am not an astrologer. I am not a professional. I do not know everything about astrology, but it's something that I enjoy learning about because I've always been very observant. I file away mental notes that I make about most people I encounter. So learning about sun and moon signs usually end up confirming my observations about people I've met or known in my life. So I naturally just fell into astrology as I grew older, and I would see things online and I would read about it, and I started to read books on it and follow astrologers. So it's just something that's really fun for me. I talk a lot about astrology on my Twitter, but it's like mostly surface level stuff. And like I said, everything is just based on my observations. I have a basic understanding of astrology, and anything I say about it, even if it's like, oh my God, like I act like I know for a fact what I'm saying is true, it's usually just based on my experience with people who have these signs in their birth chart. So don't take anything I say as fact. It's just fun. I'm just going off what I've seen personally because everyone has different experiences with different people and different personalities. So take this all with a grain of salt. And let's just have fun today. Don't get butthurt. I'm telling Cancers, please do not get butthurt today, okay? Every single time I tweet something about Cancers not being the best sign ever, they come with the, but not me, No, let me do my thing, okay? Also, before I go on, we will not be reviewing any tweets or TikToks today because this is going to be a long episode and I may have to break it up into two parts just because there are so many signs and there are so many things that I could say about each sign, and I want to talk about it. Like, I just want to put my feelings out there and not have to rush this episode. So if you know anything about astrology already, I'm just going to be focusing on sun signs, okay? So another reason to just take this with a grain of salt, like I said, because if you know anything about astrology, sun signs aren't everything. They're just fun to talk about because if you have this sun sign, some of these characteristics could apply to you, but then there are other things in your birth chart that make you the unique individual that you are. So I gave myself this little outline. I'm just going to be giving my observations and experiences with these signs, and I'm going to tell you what I like about them and what I don't like. So don't feel bad if I go in on your sign. It's just my experience. Please don't get upset. Since this is basically how I got into astrology and how I became interested, I'm going to start off with the signs in my family because I would notice things about my family members and think it was specific to them. And then I would go out into the real world and meet people with similar characteristics, find out that they had the same sun sign, and then I would be like, what the fuck? Since I already called you guys out, we're going to start out with Cancer because my mom is a Cancer. I have so much to say about this sign. First of all, let me just say, I think Cancer women are beautiful. I see them as soft and feminine and just very delicate, pretty. When I think of Cancer women, I think of the color baby pink. I think of the pens that you would get this at the Scholastic Book Fair with the little like fur on the end of them. Those in pink color, little glitter sprinkled in there. Just very girly. The first person that comes to mind when I think of a celebrity Cancer woman is Sweetie. So she's a very beautiful woman, very girly, just loves to get dolled up and is always in a really like glamorous, girly, soft and pretty look at the same time as being like super sexy. We will get into that as well. And then Ariana Grande. similar thing, except for she's just not as like sexy as Sweetie, in my opinion, because they have different vibes to them, but they still fit into that like soft and pretty baby pink category for me. My observations about cancers. Well, I do notice that Cancer men are whores. They're horrible whores when they're young, when they're teenagers, when they are still in their partying phase, which is for a long time in their life usually. They're whores. They are manipulative, gaslighting assholes. And then when they're ready to start families, they just settle down. Like they just go from one extreme to the next. And all of a sudden they are Disneyland dads. They're ready to be the best and most hands-on father figure they could possibly be. They're amazing. They are probably one of my favorite types of men when it comes to family dynamic. In my opinion, they make the best fathers. Like once you can get a Cancer man out of his hoe phase, out of the partying stage, and he feels like he's lived his young life and he is ready to start a family, oh my goodness. They're the best. They are empathetic towards their children and they spoil their children mostly with love and affection. And I mean, Disneyland dad is just like the phrase that always comes to mind when I think of Cancer fathers. My uncle is a Cancer and he is literally the best. Like, oh my God. He has all boys, but he's not like toxic masculinity with them. He just like he's a crybaby. He makes them all know that they are loved. He makes everyone know they're loved. He's just the best. I mean, there's nothing else I can say. And I see this even with my best friend's dad. Her dad is a little bit more like rough and rugged, and he's like not as gentle with his approach as my uncle is, but he's still an amazing hands-on dad who spoils his children, even if like he's upset, like he's always there for them. Even if he seems mad at that point, like there's nothing he won't do for his children or just anyone he cares about. He's always like taking care of me, made sure my kids were taken care of. I was taken care of. One time he like was going to fly me out from Missouri to California just to surprise my best friend for her birthday. But the only reason we didn't do it was because my husband had to work and I couldn't have anyone like watch the kids for me and stuff. I mean, that's just like Cancer fathers. Like they're amazing. So like my observations aren't really like, oh my God, bad things or like good things specifically. These are just things I noticed. They may offend some people. They may not. I mean, and like, whatever I say, it's not specific to like women and men, non-binary. These things could apply to you regardless. I'm just talking about the Cancer sun signs, but from my experience, Cancer women are either two extremes. Either they're like the young, fun, flirtatious, partying type of women, and this is like my mom comes to mind, but then also when I think of this person, I also think of my friend Chanel. They're really pretty. They're about their looks. They're always about having a good time, being with their close friends, but like having fun, doing fun things, going out, traveling. Boob jobs, boob jobs, boob jobs. Either they naturally have nice boobs or they have a boob job and it's the most amazing boob job you've ever seen. Like I have not seen a Cancer who has a boob job and I didn't like it. Like they just always look amazing. And that's why I was mentioning Sweetie and I was like, oh, I'll bring that up later. Sweetie is a Cancer. I don't know if some of you are like, who the fuck is Sweetie? She raps a song. Oh my God, what is that? My Type. I'm not even going to rap it because that's so embarrassing. But like, look it up. Sweetie, My Type. She's not really a good rapper, but she's pretty. She's cute, right? Anyway, she has the best boob job I've ever seen in my entire life. They're not huge. They're not wide. They don't look hard. She is a petite girl and they look like an obvious boob job. Like I don't like real boobs. I'm sorry if you have real boobs and you like them, that's fine. That's not my preference. I personally don't like the look of real boobs because it just looks like it's not aesthetically pleasing to my eyes. I'm someone who breastfed, and I've just always liked perky, round boobs. They don't have to be huge. They just have to be nice and defined. And that's exactly what Sweetie has. Sweetie has perfect boobs. I want to say they're like a D, but like a small D, if that's possible. And maybe even a C, like a big C cup. They're just nice and defined, and they don't look heavy or anything like that. They don't make her look hefty at the top. They don't go past her armpits or anything weird like that. They're just beautiful. And I wish she would share who her doctor was. But also my mom got a boob job when she was younger, and they looked amazing. I posted on my Instagram, like, when your mom goes to the same plastic surgeon as Carmen Electra. Back then, my mom actually went to the plastic surgeon before Carmen Electra did. And then she found out, like, oh my God, he ended up doing Carmen Electra's boobs. So, like, you're either that, like the fun, partying hard, like really pretty, sexy cancers, or you are the cancers who are just more stereotypical to like the description of your sign. I didn't mention this, but the symbol of the Cancer is the crab. This doesn't relate to what I'm saying, but I want to mention that in every description of the signs. So the stereotype for Cancers is that they're maternal, which that applies to like the dads that I was talking about too, because they're not like the macho dads that everyone expects. And it makes sense because everyone sees them as like the mothers of the zodiac. So if you're not like the super partying, like sexy Cancer, you are a little bit more, is the word I'm looking for matronly? I feel like matronly is the word I'm looking for, but it sounds really offensive. And then I almost want to say frumpy, but that'll upset the Cancers too. But like a little mixture of both. Like they're kind of frumpy, not gonna lie. Like they're all about their children, having kids. Oh, they settle down very early in life, which is like either they'll get married young and then have kids young, or they'll be teen moms, but it's like all they've ever wanted. And because for some reason, like they usually don't be believing in abortions. That's another topic, but I feel like Cancers, even if the pregnancy isn't planned, they're like, I was meant to be a mother, and this is my personality, and this is just who I am. I'm nothing without my children. Couldn't be me. But that is like the stereotype of Cancers, and I see so many Cancer women falling into that category. And I mean, that's fine. That's you. That's just not me. But that's my observation, is like they go from being like normal young people to settling down right away and then acting like old people. I guess you could say they're old souls. I've heard every Cancer women saying like, oh, I'm an old soul or something like that. Like I'm more mature for my age. Yeah, it goes from like them being very young, and then when they're like ready to settle down, they just kind of like turn into a little old lady-ish. Their style changes drastically. It gets very Old Navy, very frumpy Target dresses, real boxy and shapeless, and they just don't care about their looks too much. It's just like whatever is flowy and will help them look more like a perfect mother. Yeah, that's the other side of being a Cancer. And even if they're not the best moms, they swear they did their best, and being a mother is their entire life. And then usually they have a lot of kids. I fucking like, oh, I'm getting excited because I'm thinking of all these people. At minimum, they have 3 kids. It's not a fact. This is just what I've observed. But okay, like my mom, for example, I feel like she fits into both, but like you have to remember also certain experiences that you go through in life, how you were raised, all that impacts you as well. Like it's not just your signs, okay? So my mom, she is not a motherly type of person. I'm sorry, Mom. Sorry. She fits into the partying scene like that. That was her thing. But she was the young mom, the teen mom. God, I swear, I promise you, so many Cancer women are teen moms. But like, okay, so my mom, you know, she was the teen mom. She didn't believe in abortion. So she didn't get an abortion, but she kept fucking having kids as a teen mother. So responsible, right? Sorry, mom. She's probably not even listening. I wish there was a way I could have written this all down, but I can't. Like, if I could go through all my tweets about cancer women, because most of my experiences are with cancer women. Cancer men, my experience is just like what I mentioned, like they're whores, they're very flirtatious when they're young and they're not settled down, and then they like yearn for that family, and then once they have it, they're just like all about it. But they don't lose themselves. The difference is cancer women who are like that, who are like all about being a mother, lose themselves, and their entire personality is being a mother. That's mostly like why I don't vibe with them, because I'm like, find a personality outside of being a mom. That's why you keep having more kids. And that's why I'm like, oh my God, they have like a minimum of 3 kids, because once their kids start getting older, it's like, oh my God, like, what do I do now? I haven't done anything except for raise fucking kids. Might as well have more kids. I don't believe in abortion, clearly don't believe in birth control, because I'm over here having a bunch of these kids ever since I was a teenager. Oh my God, this part is not meant to roast. Like, this is, I promise you, this is just what I've observed, okay? Please don't get mad at me, because cancers always get hurt. But my mom did fall into that category, you know? Teen mom, had her kids young, kept having kids. She had her first generation of kids, were 3 kids. And then what happened? She ended up getting married later in life, had another child, and then had another child. 5 fucking kids. Are you kidding me? Please, like, I would die. That is the reason my tubes are tied, okay? I got them tied at 22 years old. Thank you very much. So yeah, those are my observations about cancers. But now let's get into the juicy stuff. Okay, what I do like about cancers are their boobs, if they've had boob jobs. I've mentioned that before. That's what I like about cancers. I also like, what else do I like about cancers? I'm sorry. And mind you, like, my opinions and everything on these signs are going to be biased, because however, like, these people treat me or my experiences with these people are obviously going to, like, impact my opinions, right? God, I'm so sorry. I swear I like things about cancers. I just can't remember them right now. I mean, a lot of them are cool people. Like, I feel like cancers can be spiritual, and when they've tapped into that side, they're cool as fuck. They're great hosts. They never make people feel like they're not welcome. Like, my mom is always making friends with people, and every cancer I know makes friends with people wherever they go, or is at least friendly with people and enjoys a good conversation. They'll sit there having these therapy sessions, but they won't take their own advice. But they'll have a nice chat with someone who is showing signs of personal issues. So that's cool. Anything else? Yeah, they're pretty. What I don't like about cancers, manipulative. They like to say that they're empaths. I mean, yeah, they're empathetic, but they're not empaths. They just like to know your business and pretend they care, but then they'll insert themselves in your business and your problems and turn all weird and confrontational if you don't take their advice, but then they won't even take their own fucking advice, and then they're over here jumping from relationship to relationship. They never give themselves a chance to be single. That really fucking bothers me about cancers. Most of the time, the single cancers are men. They're always either like in a talking phase with someone or in a relationship with someone. I started noticing this with like every cancer, mostly cancer women, including my mom. Oh my God, I'm not going to go into her dating history, but let's just say my mom was like almost never single, and it's always irritated the fuck out of me, because like, why? Like, you need time alone. You need time to figure out who you are in that moment and reflect on what happened and what went wrong in those relationships and what you want to change so you can do the next relationship differently. Because the reason why they keep jumping from relationship to relationship, in my opinion, and from my observations, is because they don't give themselves that downtime to figure these things out before jumping into the next relationship. And then the same issues happen, and they're like, oh my God, this person was so bad for me. Let me jump to the next one because I get so excited and I love being in love. And then it's just like this constant cycle. And it's like, dude, can you ever fucking be single? Like Jaclyn Hill, if you don't know who Jaclyn Hill is, she's a makeup artist, like from YouTube and stuff. She was married to her high school sweetheart. I think they were married like 10 years or something. They got a divorce in 2018, and she had already started dating her husband's like friend or colleague before they were legally divorced, like while they were just separated. That's weird to me. That is so fucking, that, oh my gosh. That bothered me so much because I would just want a chance to fucking breathe. Like, breathe and figure out how you're going to do life without that person you were with for so long, right? I don't know. It kind of seems like they just settle for anyone that comes at the right time when they're like looking for a new relationship because they're afraid to be alone and they have no identity outside of a relationship or like a family structure. Oh my God, that's not even the only thing I don't like. Yeah, I mentioned emotionally manipulative. Like, so my mom will not want to admit that she's wrong. Like, she's very emotional. Everything she believes is like based on her emotions. Her opinions are based on her emotions, right? And then I will argue with her, tell her, no, you're wrong. Look at this. Look at the facts. And then when she realizes she's wrong, she won't say, oh my God, you're right. She'll cry. And then I'd be like, oh my God, why are you crying? Like, no, I'm not crying because I'm upset. I'm crying because I want to fuck you up right now. I think I mentioned this in the other podcast, but it's like, oh my God. And then it's like, you just have to let them win because they're big fucking crybabies. And then they try to act like they're hard. They get so confrontational when they get butthurt. It's hilarious. But that's like why I can't deal with them, because they always get butthurt over something and then they try to act hard. And it's like, bitch, shut up. What happened with my mom before? I'm like, my mom. My husband has this issue with his mom too. I won't like roast her because I love her to death. But I mean, I see his annoyances because I have the same annoyances with my mom. My husband's mom is a Cancer, poor thing. One of my best friend's mom is a Cancer, Marley's. They get butthurt and then they fucking get really like aggressive for no reason just because they got butthurt. And you can't have your own opinion. Like, it's like, no, shut up, shut the fuck up. Like, it's exhausting, honestly. I don't know if I want to go in on Cancers anymore after this. Oh, actually, let me just say my last thing that bothers me about. Wait, did I say this before? I think I did. But I mentioned that, like, usually they don't give a fuck about anything unless it applies to them personally or the people, like, that they love, the people in their close circle, like, or their family. The next sign is Gemini. Fuck. This is my own sign, but this is my dad's sign. Geminis, talkative, very like fact-based, and they love information. We love information. Geminis love to watch documentaries, and we love like gossip sites. Like my dad always watched TMZ. My dad always watched like, Discovery Channel, History Channel, all those like crime channels. Anything that's like entertainment and information, we love it. Geminis are horrible drivers. My dad and me especially. Well, I'm not as bad as my dad. I thought I was really bad, but like my dad is horrible. He is always like swerving for no reason because he'll be like, look at this. Here, check my phone. Look. And he's like talking, he has conversation with his hands. Like our sign is the twin. Like the twins are Gemini, okay? So that's why people are like, oh, two-faced, because there's literally two sides of us. Since we're the twins, you would think we'd be able to, like, balance things. There's, like, two of us, but I get overwhelmed. And so, like, we're easily distracted, and I think that's why we're terrible drivers. Also, Geminis seem to have big foreheads and big heads. I've noticed that. My dad has a big forehead. I have a big forehead. Angelina Jolie has a big forehead. I can't think of the other people who have a big forehead right now, but there are a lot of Geminis that I've noticed with big foreheads. Geminis are super chaotic. Okay, also, Geminis are liars, but I'm not a liar, and I'm glad that I can step outside of myself and actually look at the bigger picture. Like, Geminis are liars. My dad lies a lot. Every Gemini I know lies, like, for what? And the only reason I don't is because my mom always raised me to not lie. And it's like she instilled in my head, liars go to hell. Mommy doesn't like liars. Omission is a lie. So it literally became my personality to just not be a liar. But I don't think I would care if I didn't have my mom, like, as that influence for me. I would probably just, like, not give a fuck about lying or whatever, just like my dad and every other Gemini I know. A lot of Geminis are tacky. Like, Gemini women, if they're, like, unevolved, they're obnoxious, tacky. There are so many words, like a hot mess. But when they're evolved, they're beauty, grace, opinionated, educated, even without an education, like myself. Multifaceted creatures. Honestly, our hobbies and interests can be from two completely different worlds, but it makes sense to us. My dad is like this cholo who listens to Elton John. Yeah, so another observation. Geminis are amazing with our words, ruled by Mercury, I believe, and that's the planet of communication. I hope I'm getting that right. And it's just, we're all about our words, all about communicating. If you haven't noticed, hello, I talk a lot. It's not just my ADHD. It's probably because I'm a fucking Gemini and I just have so much to say and so much information that I need to share with everyone. We love to absorb information, and then we love to just send it out to the world and tell anyone and everyone. Like, we just love sharing information, and I think that's really fucking cool. I love that. I don't know. Like, if I had the focus to go to school, I would definitely become a teacher because I love it. Like, I get excited when I find out information and I just want to share it with people. Geminis are almost always rappers, and obviously we're amazing with our words. Let me just name a few. Tupac, Ice Cube, Biggie, Andre 3000, Andre Benjamin, whatever you want to call him, Kendrick Lamar, this is random, but G-Eazy, Lauryn Hill. Yeah, she's a singer, but she also does rap. Iggy Azalea, that's not really one to, like, be proud of, but just, just an observation. We do well with our words, so of course, like, a rapper would be a great occupation for us. I'm not one who's going to be a rapper, but I do also notice that Geminis enjoy singing, but we're not always the best at singing. And it's funny, like, James Charles comes to mind. I come to mind. I love singing. I am better than the average person who doesn't consider themselves a singer, but I'm not an amazing singer or anything like that. I just can, carry a tune and not sound horrible, but I just love singing. It's like, it's my life. I just wish I had, like, a better voice or a reason to be a rapper, because I feel like I would do amazing with that. Oh, Remy Ma is a Gemini, I believe, too, right? Those are my observations about Geminis. What I like about Geminis is that we are always evolving, always learning. We are able to be unbiased because we can really see both sides. But if we're evolved versions of ourselves, we are not as reckless and messy with our opinions. Like, we don't have, like, those, oh my God, I just remembered, fucking Kanye West is a Gemini. How did I forget to mention that? He's literally the header on my Twitter where it's like, once again, I am being attacked for presenting new ideas or something like that. And I mean, I don't support Kanye anymore, but I cannot get rid of that header because it is hilarious. Like, that is us. We are always presenting new ideas, even if they may be unpopular. And I love that about us. I also don't like that about us. Ooh, such a Gemini thing of me. I can never make up my fucking mind because I can see both sides. Like, that's why shit like politics is something that stresses me out. Like, I talk about it all the time, but it also stresses me out because I can see both sides of the argument. Like, the thing is, like, two things can be true at once, okay? Not everything has to be black and white, but, I just have common sense, so I'm on the correct side of things. I know what the right thing to do is, So I choose that side, even though I'm like, maybe the villain has a point. What I don't like, though, is that Geminis are liars. What I don't like is that a lot of Geminis are just messy and can be two-faced, honestly. Like, there are some Geminis that I'm just like, oh, bitch, like, you want friends, but you're gonna talk shit about everyone all the time. I mean, I did that too. When I was younger, I talked shit about my friends. I don't do that now. Like, I am too picky with my friends to talk shit about them. Like, I just love everything about them. And I don't like that a lot of the times they choose to be on like the bad side of things just because they know it's going to bother people. And so it's like the fact that we can agree with both sides, but like they'll purposely choose to be on the wrong side of things just because it ruffles people's feathers. Like that bothers me. I don't like that. Also, our anger issues. Like, Geminis have anger issues, and I don't like that because mostly, like, Gemini men, I am afraid of them. Like, they're very controlling and have anger issues. Even though low-key I am controlling, like, I have to be in control of things. But it's just because I'm right. Like, I know I'm right. That's the thing. If I don't know I'm right, that's mostly when I'm like, well, I mean, I can see both sides, but when I know I'm right, then I'm like super passionate about that shit. I'm like, no, you're wrong because look, ooh, and I love like fact checking before presenting my side and then making the other person feel dumb because I'm smarter than them and I have a way with words. I mean, I know how people are like, oh my God, they are two-faced or they flip all of a sudden. And for me, I've never experienced like a Gemini flip on me. What I notice and what I know for like myself and like with my dad, we're social butterflies when we're out and about, but then when we come home, it's just like, don't fuck with me. I just want to be left alone in peace so I can recharge my battery and be that fun, bubbly person you see when I'm out and hanging out with my friends. Also, I noticed a lot of Geminis do not drink alcohol. Not me right now, just because I'm bored, but I go through these phases in my life where I literally don't drink alcohol at all. And it's mostly because I'm like, what's the point of this? And like I said, I like to be in control, and I feel like weird when I'm not in control of my body. My dad's the same way. I think I've seen my dad drink literally a handful of times in my entire life. He's just not a drinker at all. He goes to parties. He will literally buy alcohol for people, buy drinks, and you would think he's drinking, but he just doesn't drink. And I know Amrizi, the like makeup artist. I know another Gemini I follow on Twitter. Like, both of them don't drink alcohol either. The next sign I'm going to talk about is Pisces. Now, Pisces are the fish of the zodiac. They are, in my opinion, probably the best sign of the zodiac. I know I mean, like, I found out recently that a lot of people don't feel that way, and a lot of people hate Pisces out of nowhere because I've always felt like no one has ever said anything negative about Pisces, but then all of a sudden these people are coming out of the woodwork. Anyway, I feel like they just like keep to themselves. Their issues are like in their own head. They usually don't have problems with people. They're just like too busy dealing with what's going on inside their brain to like care about what's going on with you and your drama. My older brother's a Pisces. Love him. Like, yes, he has the fish eyes. I've noticed Pisces, because they're the fish of the zodiac, they have like big round or just like bigger or like bubbly eyes, like very fishy eyes. And my cousin Maddox has the same thing. And I think Elizabeth Taylor has the fishy Pisces eyes. My friend Vanessa, she's a Pisces. She has literally like everyone I know personally who's a Pisces has some variation of the Pisces eyes. He was like the best kid, my brother, as a Pisces, and it's just like quiet, did the right thing, was nice and fun and like social and shared with the other kids, didn't really do anything wrong. In high school, my brother was popular, not in like, oh my God, he's so popular. Like, he was just popular because he was nice to everyone and everyone knew him, thought he was funny, and talked to him. I felt like I always got along with him. Of course, he's my brother, so he was gonna annoy me and tease me on purpose all the time. But like, he was always sweet, wears his heart on his sleeve. Oh my God, that's so funny. I just thought of that because Justin Bieber, back in the day, he like had a heart on his sleeve for his concert, and my mom was like, why the fuck does he have that? I was like, Mom, he wears his heart on his sleeve. She's like, oh God, that's so fucking stupid. You know, Cancer women, they don't like anything. And then I realized Justin Bieber's a Pisces too. It makes sense. You know, they're very giving. They will literally give you the shirt off their back. And that's my brother. Like, oh my God, he needs to stop buying things for everyone he loves and cares about. Pisces, I noticed they like to have their rooms, their homes, their spaces clean and tidy, organized, neat, not for any reason other than they just want to be able to enjoy their space and relax and be at peace, because they're like slower paced people, and the outside world just kind of seems a little bit overwhelming for them. They need a place to just relax and reflect and light a candle, read a book, listen to music. This is why my older brother was always given the biggest room in our house, because my parents said he's the only one who we can always count on having a clean and tidy room. It's true. Like, he always vacuumed his room, always had everything organized, and he had the nicest, coziest space, and he always let us all hang out in his room, always had friends over, like everyone just hung out in his room. And I noticed that with my Pisces friends, they just like have a beautiful space. It doesn't matter what they have, how small or how big. It's just always nice and cozy and welcoming, even if they don't want you there, because trust me, they probably don't want you there. They want to be alone. This observation is going to be a little controversial. I've noticed that Pisces tend to be in the LGBTQ community, more specifically, like a lot of Pisces men that I know are gay, along with Virgo men, but we'll get to that later. I feel like most of my gay friends are either Pisces or Virgos. I don't know if that's just a coincidence, but that's something I've noticed. Also, I have noticed that Pisces are very like depressed creatures, and then I've looked it up, and a lot of celebrity Pisces have committed suicide. So I worry about my brother. Every single time someone from my family calls me in the middle of the night, I'm like, fuck, please don't let it be anything wrong with Shane. Like, please let Shane be okay. And he's usually okay. It's honestly my Aries brother that's always in some bullshit. Pisces are artsy. I mean, my friend Vanessa's like, I'm not artsy or anything like that, but every other Pisces I know is very like into art of some form. My friend Lorenzo at least has an appreciation for it. I know he does. I know he loves to read poetry, like all that. My brother was, of course, artsy, drew well when we were young, danced well when we were young, was all at every family party like, go mijo, dance for us. And he would like break dance when he was a little kid in front of everyone. He was the best at coloring. Like, we were always in awe of how amazing he colored and drew when we were younger, and my Wella like encouraged him to do that. It's crazy that he doesn't draw anymore if he doesn't, because I feel like our whole childhood was him drawing and like being really into art. But I guess that was left on the back burner once he got into skateboarding, and skateboarding became his art form. And of course, he excelled at that. Pisces excel at like everything they try. I'm going to put that out there. I do not know a Pisces who attempts things and fails at them. They're like good at everything naturally gifted. Or maybe that's just because my brother's a lefty. No, it's not just my brother. What I like about Pisces is that they just are non-confrontational people. They are fun. Like, if you're the type of person who wants to smoke weed or drop some acid. I don't know the terms, the drug terms that the kids use because I'm not a druggie, but like if you just want to vibe and do some drugs, they'll be the one to do it with you. They don't care. Oh my God, this is another observation I made, and it's not like a good one, but I noticed, please don't get mad at me, this is just an observation. I noticed most Pisces I know have dabbled in drugs or have like very addictive personalities and have had like drug addictions or just recreationally done drugs. They're like the rave kids, Woodstock, they would have been there, you know? Coachella, ecstasy, rolling, all that. Pisces, I don't think I've known a Pisces, at least a Pisces man, who hasn't done a drug other than weed. Like, I'm pretty sure Kurt Cobain was a Pisces. I don't know anything, I don't know much about him, but I'm pretty sure he's done drugs. What I like about Pisces is that, like, you could literally be fighting with your whole family, arguing. Like, this is my brother. Like, we would be fighting with our parents or our other siblings, just chaos. And they would just sit back and laugh at us because, like, we're ridiculous and just not entertain it at all. They would be entertained by us, but they wouldn't entertain it, you know? They wouldn't engage. Like, they just don't bother people, you know? I feel like if you ever see a Pisces in some shit, it's because someone did something to them and brought them into it. Like, they just don't want to deal with shit. They're just like, I'd rather not. What I don't like about Pisces is not, I don't like anything about Pisces. I can't say I don't like, because I'm a very like straight edge type person. That's not really a good word for it, but I am not fond of like drugs and stuff like that. So what I don't like about Pisces is what I like mentioned as an observation before, is that they're usually like really into drugs, and that makes me uncomfortable. I don't like that because they also like seem to be depressed, and because like they question themselves a lot, and I don't like that they question themselves, because I'm like, you're amazing. You don't need to like be insecure and wonder if you're doing the right thing, if you're saying the right thing. Like, you're fine. You're fine. If you're a Pisces and you're hearing this right now, you are fine. Stop overthinking everything. What you said wasn't wrong. What you did wasn't stupid. What you're trying to do with your life isn't a waste of time. You're on the right path. Just, you're fine. This is the reassurance you need. Take it. And I don't like that they will oftentimes self-medicate. That's where the drug use comes in, and we'll use like YG, the rapper, as an example. He's a Pisces and he's a fucking alcoholic. Like, if you couldn't tell, he's always drinking, especially after like Nipsey's death. He's like belligerent, and it seems like they just drown all their sorrows in alcohol or do drugs. And it's very dangerous because they have addictive personalities. But other than that, I really don't have anything that I don't like about them. It's just like, you know, I just don't like it because it's upsetting and it's sad. And I love Pisces, to be honest. I feel like, oh God, that sounded like such a Gemini thing. Be like, oh yeah, you know, I don't really like that, but I love Pisces. They're just like one of the best signs. I honestly think, in my experience, in my opinion, they are the best sign of the zodiac. Love them. Love you. So now the next sign I'm going to move on to, this is going to be fun. If you follow me on Twitter, bitch, this sign right here, this fucking sign right here is the reason why I believe in astrology wholeheartedly, because all these things used to annoy me about my little brother. And then I realized, okay, maybe it's not fully his fault. He's just a fucking Aries. Aries are the ram of the zodiac, often confused with the goat of the zodiac, but sorry, you're not the fucking goat. Capricorns are the goat. Get it right. All right, observations about Aries. One would be they're hairy usually. It's funny because it rhymes. Yeah, my brother's very hairy. Every Aries I know is hairy. They have prominent chins. Either their chin is pointy or like they have a very wide, big jaw chin. I have read that they rule the head. So I guess that can, obviously your chin is on your head still somewhere. So yeah, there's that. And I've also read that they have like masculine energy or masculine features, and I feel like a chin is a very masculine feature to me, because like in women, I am always drawn to like dainty, smaller chins. And then men are usually like the ones that you see with like a nice square, like prominent chin to balance out maybe like a bigger forehead or whatever. I don't know, but my brother definitely has it. Also, it's not just my brother in my family. My little sister, who was born after my brother, is also an Aries. So a lot of this is influenced by them both. But my little sister is 11 years younger than I am. And my little brother is 2 years younger than I am. So most of it is going to be influenced by him, and then just cousins and friends, ex-friends, all throughout my life. Another observation about Aries: they're competitive for no fucking reason at all. This is an observation, but it's also something I don't fucking like. Like, why? They're competitive for things that the person they're trying to compete with already fucking has. Like, for example, I tweeted about this a while ago, and when I was a little kid, I think I was in like 5th grade, in elementary school, we had Friday flag salute, and then you can audition for the national anthem. I auditioned for the national anthem. I got it, and I was so excited, like, oh, I'm singing the national anthem at the Friday flag salute. I was telling my mom, and my little brother Denver is like, oh, Priscilla, I'm a better singer than you. And then like he sings, and I'm like, cool story, but what does that have to do with this? Because I got the part and you didn't. Like, why are you making this a competition when I literally already won? Weirdos. No, I love my little brother now that he's older and he's more self-aware, but boy, he was fucking reckless. Oh my God. Observation about Aries: they don't respect boundaries. They don't respect anyone but themselves. They have no respect for authority. They don't like rules. Another story about my little brother: when he was fucking 2 years old or even younger, he snuck into the fucking dog kennel. Like, this wasn't like a little kennel you put in your laundry room. No, this was like a built in the backyard fence, like the fucking, not chain link fence, I don't know what it's called, but like the normal fence like that they would have like a school. Anyway, you know, just like the regular gray fence. It was like that, built in, like it covered the top, you know, like a big box kennel like that, built into my uncle's backyard, because he owned Rottweilers from Germany. These Rottweilers were big, but they were still puppies, right? And it was locked. We were not allowed to like bother those dogs or anything like that. And of course, my little brother Denver, being the little shit that he is, for some reason decided to fucking break into that when the adults weren't watching, and his ass got thrown around by the Rottweilers while he was in his diaper. Well, I don't know where his clothes were. Maybe he just was in a diaper at the time, but they literally, he was lucky they were puppies and they were sweeties. They literally just tossed him around the cage in there, and I don't know if he was crying or laughing. A lot of it is my memory at the time. I was like, what, 4 or 5? My memory is like the aftermath of it all. But yeah, my mom was saying that like they were tossing him around like he was a ball, and they were literally playing with him, like playing, they thought he was a toy or something, or playing with him like he was just like another baby puppy. They weren't trying to harm him at all, and he just had scratches from them playing around. They didn't bite him, nothing like that. But like, what the fuck, Denver? The rules. Pay attention to the rules. They're there for your safety. Yeah, that's an Aries thing. They don't pay attention to the rules at all. I hate it. Hate it, because I'm a very, like, I abide by the rules. Even though some rules are meant to be broken, I still won't break them, because no, I'm not about to get in trouble. Let's see, other observations. Chaotic, impulsive. Oh my God. Oh, they don't respect relationships. Money hungry. Denver has definitely like professed his love for people while they're in relationships, and we're like, what are you doing? They get like angry when they're drunk too, and really, 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 really annoying when they're drunk. I mean, honestly, they annoy me. Like, I can tolerate Aries men because they're like quiet unless they're just like ready to be social, then they're fun. But like Aries women are always annoying and they're always fucking bitchy for no reason. And I think a lot of it comes from their insecurity, and that's why they create competition with people who they are intimidated by and people who make them feel insecure. What I like about them, do I like anything about them? No, not really. If we're just being honest, this is my least liked sign, and this started since I was a child. This literally the reason why I believe in astrology is because, oh my God, Denver was a problem child. Everyone was like, "I Denver," because like he was the bad kid, but it wasn't just him. My little sister Raylene, she was so annoying and so bad. Like, I love you now, because you know we vibe now, but like, holy shit, like they're the problem children. So bad for no reason other than to get attention. But it's like negative attention. They will do anything for attention, and they will go as far as being horrible just to get attention. As long as it's any kind, they don't care if it's good or bad. They would like good, but they're desperate for some kind of attention, so they will accept negative attention. I guess I can say that I like their drive. Fuck. Yeah, I'm sorry. I tap out. I mean, like, there are some friends that I have who I'm like, wow, like I wouldn't have guessed you're an Aries because you're not annoying. You're not angry all the time. Like, you're cool and you look out for people. So we're going to get into what I don't like in case I haven't already mentioned those things. What I don't like, opportunistic. That sounded weird, but they're opportunist and not in a good way. Like, my dad called my brother this one time, and it's like they'll be hanging out with friends and they'll blow you off to hang out with their friends, right? But as soon as they find out that you have something that they want or they need, or you can like help them social climb, they will be right there when you need them. Like, all right, bet, let me social climb, let me get this money. I may like these other people more. I may not even give a fuck about you at all, but I'm going to use you. Yes, that's them. Let's see, what else? They don't respect boundaries. Like, they're just in your face. Like I said, competitive for no reason. Very jealous all the time. A lot of the time. Like, with men, they're very jealous. For what? Women, jealous. They never seem to be like supportive of other women. They always seem to like want what another woman has and then like hate her for it. Weird. I feel like a lot of them have like identity issues. They can never just be themselves. They always have to like find a personality from someone else that either they like or don't like, but it's like they want their life, so then that's where they get their personality from, or they'll make it a competition. They're exhausting, honestly. They're money hungry. My little brother stole money from my mom from her purse when we were fucking kids. He was like 3 years old. And I can honestly say, like, we were this young because I didn't live with my mom after I was like 6 or 7. But I specifically remember Denver being in his car seat. My mom went into one of her friend's house to like pick something up or something. I don't know. Denver like got out of his seat. And I was like, what are you doing? He's like, shh. And he like would just grab $1 out of my mom's purse. And this was not the first and only time. He just always did it. He was always grabbing dollars out of her purse and stealing from her. Like, for what? And then we would go to the store and my mom's like, no, you're not getting anything. He'd be like, but I have monies. Like, it's always about money, but it's not like a good thing. Poor Denver. I love him so much now that we're older. But like, dude, he was the number one sibling I just did not get along with. And I noticed like there are other people in my family who are Aries too that I hate. Honestly, like I hate them with a passion. And then I didn't realize till like after the fact that I hated them that they were Aries. And I'm like, oh, well, yeah, makes sense. We don't fucking vibe because they're selfish. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I almost forgot that. They're the most selfish human beings on this planet. Not all, because I do have some friends, mostly internet friends that I don't know in real life, and I don't know how they really are, who are Aries. Like my friend's husband, he's an Aries, he's cool. My little sister, bad as hell. They low key are like destined to have ADHD. I don't know. Maybe that's just my family, but my little brother had ADHD. I feel like that because he was always bad as hell. Bad as hell. Like, my dad had to go sit in his fucking class when he was in elementary school multiple times. He was over there, like, always getting in trouble for something, always getting in fights, always getting suspended. Pretty sure almost got expelled or something. I don't fucking know. Always in some bullshit. Literally has scars on his face now as an adult because he's gotten into so many fights, has gotten scars from it. Fucking gets into car accidents because he does dumb shit. Like, they will text and drive. I don't know if he texts and drive, but I'm just saying, like, they just don't give a fuck about anyone. If it doesn't serve them and their fun and their feelings at that moment, they don't give a fuck about anyone's feelings but their own. Maybe, like, they will self-reflect and they'll go back and apologize for things and try and grow a little. And that's, like, how I see my brother. Oh, but another observation I've made about them is a lot of times they like colorful hair. Like, most girls that I meet with colorful hair are Aries. The chaos vibes with the bright and colorful hair color. I could go in on them, but I won't. I do it enough on Twitter. That's it for Aries for me today. Oh, no. Last thing I'm going to say about Aries that I don't like, they're loud and wrong. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to say this. They're fucking stupid, but not like they have the potential to be like smart, but most of the time they choose to be fucking stupid. Example, Summer Walker, you dumb fucking bitch. You're loud and wrong all the time. And then you like to be like, I know you don't agree with me, but sorry, these are the facts. They're never the facts. They never research anything. They just say stupid shit and like to think that they're right and like to act like they're right. And then people come to you like, no, this is the truth. These are the facts. They're like, no, or they'll fucking argue to the ends of the earth and they lie a lot. I feel like they're the number one liars in the zodiac. Like, it's so much. This is why I don't like them. There's just so much going on there that's negative. When I find an Aries who can grab that negativity and do something positive with it, like their drive, they're driven, mostly driven by money. But hey, you could do something positive with a little drive. Now, granted, they always put things out there like, I'm going to be great. I'm going to be successful. I'm going to do this. I'm going to be rich. I'm going to do that. Da 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 da. They never fucking do the shit. They say all these things. Where's it at? Most of the time, they put it out there to spite someone. Like, they can never just do amazing things for their lives because it's what they want to do. It's always in spite of someone else. What the fuck? But I don't hate all Aries. I just, in general, don't fucking like them. Now, honestly, most of my friends I made on social media are actually Aries. Actually, most of them are gay men too. Fun fact. I don't think there's any correlation, but it's just a fun fact. All right. That's all. That one was longer because I have 2 siblings that I have to deal with. And then I have people in my extended family. I didn't want to mention their names because, it's always some drama with them. It has been an hour and 20 minutes already. So I'm just going to do one last sign and then that'll be it for this episode. I'm going to have to break it up probably into like 3 episodes. Maybe 4. I don't know. But this will be a fun little series. Taurians are the bull of the zodiac. They are stubborn and hard-headed. Let's get into it. This is the sign of both my grandparents on my mom's side and one of my good friends, her husband, and my husband. Totally forgot. My own fucking husband. Oh, and my ex-stepdad. So, yeah. I have a lot to say about these people, so let's go. The first thing I noticed about Tauruses, I'm going to say Tauruses, just because like Taurians may confuse people. They love food, whether it's eating food or making food. My ex-stepdad is a Taurus and he's a chunky guy. He has always been heavy. He loves to grub and he loves to cook. He's an amazing cook. His love language is food, cooking for you. He would always make me amazing food. And the same thing with my husband. He loves to cook. Like, he's like, oh, if I had a choice, I would go to like culinary art school and I would be a chef. He can fucking make a gourmet meal out of nothing. out of stuff, I'd be like, what the fuck is that? Like, you say there's no food in the house? No, 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 no. He won't put up with that. And he loves to eat food. He's naturally skinny guy, but not lately. He loves to snack all the fucking time. Everything is like about snacks. My grandfather, which is my abuelo, he loves to eat like snacks all the time. He always has little baggies of snacks around in his car wherever he goes. He always had like a little lunch box he would bring with him. He's just a little snacker. My abuela, the same thing. She loves food. She makes the best salsa. She taught my husband how to make it, so he makes it all the time. We always have it stocked in our house. Love that. Oh, the best thing about Tauruses is that they cook so well when they're ones who love to cook. My abuela will eat everyone's leftovers. She does not give a fuck. She is down to grub. She is the reason that I am not a picky eater, because she just be like, oh no, mija, just try it, or you're not gonna go. You know, she always got me to try the food, and so that is why I am not a picky eater. Shout out to Ella. They love to be cozy. They're homebodies. My husband, oh my gosh, we have so many blankets in our house because my mother-in-law always bought blankets, and he just loves being cozy. He loves the material of soft blankets, and he's gotten my kids into that as well. So yeah, they definitely just love pajamas, cozy clothes, just being warm and secure in their home. Also, they're like low-key materialistic and not money hungry, but they enjoy money and the thought of having money, so much so that a lot of the times they are irresponsible because they just like to spend money for no reason. They're always like, treat yourself. And they treat themselves until their asses are living paycheck to paycheck. Or I've seen on the other side of the spectrum, they're really good with money and money management. I remember talking to my abuela about just what they did for finances in their marriage. And she was saying, I wish we would have had a huge savings before. But looking back, like, my sister never really went on any of the trips we took the kids on and stuff. And yes, they were set financially and have great amount of money and investments and stuff like that. And she was like, but our kids in our family had memories. Like, we were always doing something. We always went on vacation, and we weren't broke or anything like that. We just lived a nice, humble lifestyle and got to give our kids all those experiences and live their lives to the fullest. So Tauruses love to spend money if it means having a good time. And that's my husband. Like, when he sees, like, if I'm not in a good mood or whatever, like I'm irritable, he'd be like, can we go to Target? Oh my God. He didn't grow up with Target. And I did. Like, we didn't have Walmart because I'm too much of a fucking bougie bad bitch for a fucking Walmart. In my hometown, we didn't have Walmart until, like, God, I was almost in middle school. But we had Target always since I was a little babe. I introduced him to Target. He loves it. He always wants to go shopping, find home goods, find cozy things for the house. And that's the thing. Like, they love to shop, but not just for themselves. Like, they love to make others happy, and it's usually by like giving gifts. So like my abuela always comes home with like gifts for my abuela, and she's like, ay, Roque, you didn't have to do this. How much money did you spend on this? And I'm the same way. I'm like, Skylar, that's amazing, but like, how much did you spend on all this shit? Because don't irritate me. Like, you need to put some money away, save it, relax. He's like, you can take my card after this. That's fine. Just take my card. I'm like, oh my God. Yeah, they're spenders. But I do notice that the Taurus women are more like down to earth and more reasonable. They're less likely to just blow money for no reason. And then like Taurus women are probably some of the best friends you can have. They're loyal. They just don't give you any problems as far as I know. Like, I've never had an issue with a Taurus friend. They're just like, they vibe. Like, you pick up where you left off. And that's how my abuela is too. She's a good friend. All her friends that she's had that I've known since I was a kid, she's had them for like decades. and has been close to them. And oh my gosh, she's the reason why everyone's birthday, wedding, baby shower is always huge, because she has to invite all her friends. I know I can't leave them out, even if they haven't seen each other in years. Like, no, she invites them all. The Taurus men, I don't think they really care. But the Taurus women, like, I know that, like, the Cancers are, like, stereotypically the mothers, but, like, the Taurus women are the matriarchs of the family. Like, they are the boss bitches at the top. They handle all the shit. They make sure everyone's invited, everyone gets together. Like, my abuela is that person who, like, has to help organize the family events and make sure we all agree on where the next Christmas Eve party is at. They do be lying. The Taurus men lie a lot. Chris Brown, my husband, irritates. Like, white lies for no reason. Why? Didn't think it was important. And it drives me fucking crazy. And it's like, more so that they exaggerate. They get excited and they'll like over exaggerate. Like, yeah, that roller coaster went 200 miles per hour. Did it really? And they'll get super excited when they're telling you. And then you look it up and you're like, no, it went 100 miles per hour. Why are you lying? They're just exaggerating. But oh my God, they irritate. What I like about Taurians, like I said, amazing friends. Another thing I do like about them is that they look good in whatever they wear. Like, usually they aren't on trend, but whatever style they choose to have for themselves, they do it well and they always look amazing. They choose styles that I'd be like, I wouldn't fucking wear it, but on you, that shit looks amazing, right? Like, if you understand what I'm saying, I feel like you get it, you know? Someone has like a boho style. No, not for me, but they put it together so well. And they do it well. My abuela, oh my gosh, her closet is huge and it's full of clothes, and it's always been full of clothes. And she just has like iconic pieces that even my little sister to this day still wears. What I don't like, sometimes they're irresponsible with their money, hard-headed, and it's just like, can you ever see the other side of the argument? For me, it drives me crazy because, like, I have the ability to see the other side. I understand why people have certain views, but like a Taurus, they'll be like, no. I'm like, oh my God, dude. Even if I have the same views as them, like, I'll be like, come on, be a little bit more empathetic. Don't be so hard on the other person because of this. There's not much I don't like about Taurus. But okay, no, Taurus men do be abusive though. Not all. This is not fact, just based on my observations. They're like verbally abusive. And it comes from like their insecurities. Like, a lot of Taurus men are short too. Their insecurities will like make them become verbally abusive towards their partner, because a lot of times like they'll be jealous of their partner. Like, my ex-stepdad was so ugly compared to my mom, and he always was like tearing her down for no reason at all. I fucking hated him for it, because I'm like, ew, like, she does not need to be with an ogre like you. Get your fucking ass on somewhere. And even if they're not like being verbally abusive, they will just like joke at people's expense. For what? Like, people that you love. I just like the women better. Like, Taurus women can really do no wrong in my eyes. So that was everything for this episode of Prizzilla Podcast. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you will return for next week's episode when I continue talking about the signs. Please remember, do not take anything personally. Do not think I'm talking about you specifically. I have been around the world a little bit, and I have encountered a lot of people in my lifetime. So it could even be about someone in my second grade class at a school that I didn't even go to for more than 4 months. Just know that this is all in good fun. Thank you so much for listening. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're listening to it on there. Follow me on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, whatever you're listening to this on. Thank you so much, and I will talk to you next time.